Alright guys, I decided against it. I looked at the other car there and I ended up, looks like something's actually broken in the back of either the back of the timing cover. I'm not super familiar with them. I'm not sure if there's a gasket on there or whatever, but anyways, I decided to try to put the locker in this thing. So you can see closer up, it's not as nice as it looks in pictures. It's glaring weird right now, so the paint looks funny, but it's just the body. If you look straight down the edges there, it needs box sides. The box was pretty beat up when I got it. It was rust free, but yeah. And then I blew the tire right off the bat there, so it kind of dinged it up a little bit. But anyways, got a 12-bolt locker from Summit Racing here. Just happened to be one of their clearance ones by fluke. I guess these 12 bolts there's not much aftermarket for them, so they probably don't sell a lot of them. Yeah, it was just by fluke when I was in there. I happened to grab one of these. So 12-bolt trucks, I believe, are different than 12-bolt cars. I don't think it is different in the center section though, so it's supposed to be 30 spline. And so it's basically like what you would call like a lunchbox locker. So this one is a Power Trax one. Power Trax Lockrate. My son put one in his truck and then immediately broke it. So he only got to do one donut with it. So I have put a mini spool in before, and that was probably literally 15 years ago. So I'm going to assess the situation here on what exactly I need to do. We'll take a peek here. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the underside of this truck or not, but ball tire on that side, no ball tire on that side. That's been rotated already because we were at the burnout competition last time. Anyways, you can see here. I don't know if I've ever showed this before. I saw some of the videos probably when I was building and whatnot there, but you can see how it's rusted through the shock there. This is the factory shocks that you can tell by how they're like the spooled type shocks or whatever, or they got that spiral to them. That's how they did it from the factory back then. You can see it's dripping a little bit. It's been making like killer clunking noises. It almost sounds like a tire's falling off, so I'm gonna have to check everything over here and see. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna take this off, drain it out. I've got new fluid, try to figure out how to put this locker in here, and I think that we will be good to go after that, and then we can go do some cool posy things. It's nice because it's not a full mini spool, so it doesn't lock constantly when you're turning. I'm just gonna reach over here and turn the drive shaft a little bit. See if there's play. See, there's not play. I thought maybe there was some play in the U-joints or something that was clunking. It literally feels like the tire is rolling over itself, so don't know exactly what the deal is here, but anyways, I'm gonna set this thing up with the tripod and we'll go from there. All right, guys, going to try to get this cover off now. I've got the tools together. Of course, it takes a while to set up the camera and all that stuff. This truck was not very good. I'm just using my AirPods because I don't feel like trying to set up the mic today. Usually I suck at that anyway, so there we go. You can't charge your phone with that mic either, so that's kind of another annoyance as it plugs into the back. This one thing I never really talk about is all my tools are Ryobi, all my cordless tools, and these things, as far as I'm concerned, are the best ones out there. If you have the old style Ryobi tools, they don't sponsor me or anything. Maybe one day they will, but the old style tools can use the new style batteries, which is cool. And that was actually my wife had talked to one of the Ryobi reps at one point there at Home Depot. They made that commitment to not change the battery, so people weren't having to mess around changing the batteries all the time. And I actually have used Milwaukee in the past. Supposedly they make the batteries in the same place or whatever, but I feel personally like those ones, even though they're a smaller battery, so they're probably like, I guess more, maybe if you want to call it user friendly or whatever, but I feel like those batteries don't hold charge as well, and they don't have as much oomph. I've got some impacts. This is like the cheaper of the two. I keep the big one with me in my truck so that if I ever have tire problems, I can impact the lug nuts off. for a fact it's stronger than the Milwaukee ones because, or Milwaukee, yeah, because I've had people try to take tires off my trailer and they couldn't get them off with theirs, and I just went over to mine and had no problem getting them off. So there is some different levels of impact. I think my other impact is like middle of the road, and then they have a really big one, and that one's already like pretty bananas. Way better than any air impact I've ever had before, like way more power. So, and then it depends on your amp batteries too. People don't think about that. Like this one's a 4 amp an hour battery. I have a 6 that I keep with that particular one for that reason, and it makes a difference. Ooh, there we go, it's coming out now, of course. I'm missing the thing. Ooh, that's not good. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Oh no. Ooh, there's a lot of silver in there. Ruh-roh. Hopefully that's not the problem. Ruh-roh. I didn't really want to put a rear end in this thing. And it's hard to find 12 bolts, like really hard. Oh. You guys can still hear me or not here. I'll show you here. Oh boy, that doesn't smell good. It's probably never been changed either. See how much metal flakes in that? I'm hoping it's not the gears. Look how bad that oil is. So like I told you guys many times, this is a budget truck. I was trying to keep it on a budget. We literally have done nothing to it mechanically. Like, I mean, absolutely nothing. Not even so far as changed oil. It was just kind of slapped together. We played with it. And obviously, we should have done something here. Lesson learned, lesson learned. I mean, honestly, oil and whatnot is pretty cheap. I probably should have done that sooner, but yeah, well. Then there would be no stupid content like this to show you guys. Crazy. Good thing I had the cardboard down, so I'm completely missing the pan here. Anyways, well, let's see. I can get that cover off there. Don't suspect it's going to be too difficult. You can see it had already been dripping. Ugh. Oh. Oh no, I forgot to pull the plug out. Oh man, I gotta stick my hands in this nastiness because I just drained the pan. Oh. I'm gonna leave it in there just so I can show you guys once I pull it completely out of here because this is ridiculous. Oh man. Classic Kevin. Oh boy. Oh well. Man, I need to buy 10 more of those lights. I can't believe the battery hasn't died yet. I use that thing all the time. There's one that's rechargeable that I was using for the camera there. The other one is the one I was showing you guys earlier. Oh, this is definitely a roadkill moment here. Oh my gosh. Oh man. What? Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Oh boy. I see what's happening, I think. Let me take a better look-see here. Run my cord over. Oh man, this is funny. All right. Now, I don't know if I'm mistaken here, but that looks an awful lot like it was a posi before. Maybe. Oh man, I'm. I can't even take this serious right now. All right, I gotta show you guys. This is ridiculous. Oh man. So maybe somebody could correct me if I'm wrong here. That looks like a posi, but like massive chunks of whatever missing out of it. Oh man, what is going on here? I'm not like super familiar with all the GM posies, if I'm being honest. I've seen them, but I have never like see look how much stuff is in there. I guess some of that's just crud falling off the cover, but what is happening? I'm pretty sure that's a posi. Look, this is all like so that's what that noise is then. It's like locking up. It's definitely a posi. That is interesting. I can't believe this thing has a posi in it. The gears actually don't look that bad in it, to be honest. But if you look at the, I don't know if you guys can see here. Let me see if I can show you. Down here, so this looks like that's some sort of mechanism that engages the posi, however it works there. I don't have a clue. Somebody will educate me, I'm sure, but see that? You can like spin it free. There's nothing left of this tooth. This is supposed to be the same thickness as that, I think, and it just looks like it ate the piss out of the rest of that gear. That is awesome. All right, well, now I don't know exactly sure. I guess I should probably spray this out really good. Look at the consistency of this oil. Oh man, this is classic. All right. Well, the ones I'm more familiar with are more of like, I think they call them like a cone type posi, and they're just like a set of, I think it's like springs that push together or whatever. Something along the lines of that. Anyways, I would recognize it more. This is something different than I've seen before. But it looks like the gears are okay. Man, there's a lot of freaking shavings in there. I wonder if they were running it as a posi unit and they didn't have friction modifier in it. I don't really know what that stuff does, to be honest, but I know it's supposed to be in there if you have a posi. Well, that's interesting. So I wonder how this is all gonna work now, because I don't know. I don't have an open carrier to put the other unit into. So I wonder if that all pulls out of there. All right, I'm gonna do some figuring here, and I guess I'll turn back on in a bit here. So like I said, I don't know anything about this type of posi. Usually the ones I've ever seen, like I said, are like the cone style or the spring style or whatever. Maybe that's what this one is and just really broken. I don't know, but you guys look in there. See that? That's all chunks of metal. Like, I don't know if you can see back in there, that pile laying back there, that's chunks of metal that got broken out. But the weird part is, if you look at this, you can still see where they've aligned the gears. And I don't see any broken teeth. It doesn't look like, unless the ring and pinion are bad or something, but it sure doesn't seem like it. It's like, I don't know what would have made it. It doesn't even really seem like it would have that many miles on this part of it. Not sure what would cause that, but so now I have this locker and I don't have a open carrier to put the locker on, so that's a problem now. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do here. My son just swapped his 12 bolt for a 10 bolt, and I believe his was an open carrier, unless he didn't realize it was a posi, but I believe his was an open carrier because it didn't have that many miles on it when it broke. So hoping I can steal the carrier from his. I've never had to do that before, so I don't know if you can just pull the carrier out and put the ring gear onto it and then swap it back in without having to set up the gears, or what the scenario is. But I knew that I was going to take this apart. It just wouldn't be that easy because nothing is ever that easy for me. So I'm hoping he can grab that today yet, and then I'll deal with this later, I guess. He's at school right now and then he's got to go to work. So he has the rear at his school there, hopefully. Otherwise, we might have to do something crazy like, well, weld this deal up here because can't have no posi. That's no good. But it's kind of scaring me now because it was jumping all around like really bad. So obviously that was something to do with this broken posi here. All right, guys, I'm going to spray this out with some brake cleaner here. I'm using just some cheap Walmart brake cleaner. Always use the non-chlorinated stuff because if you ever forget, you go welding around it, it causes chlorine gas and it can kill you. So make sure you guys know about that. Yeah, it's got a lot of shape, like a lot of chunks in it, but that's it. Looks like just the gears ripped off the posi here. So what I'm trying to establish is if I can put the LUNCHBOX locker in this carrier. I know some you can and some you can't. I tried to Google it to figure that out, if this was one of them. To me, it looks like it is, but I don't know. So I posted on a couple groups there, waiting to hear back. We'll give this a little rinse out in the meantime here. Otherwise, I might be welding this thing together because I can't have one tire fires anymore, especially now that I have it open. Man, it's dirty. Gross. I'm gonna grab some more paper towel here. Wipe it out a little bit. That's one downfall of using your phone. You see these new phones, it's good and bad. It's got the light built into it, so when it's dark, it just automatically turns on. There's probably settings to shut it off, but I haven't really checked into that yet. But it kills your battery really fast. I don't have it plugged in right now. So always seems to be something. So I believe that's what my clunking noise was. It kept sounding like a tire was ready to fall off, but I believe it was this broken posi. Not exactly sure what was making the noise. Maybe it was the chips catching in the gears there a little bit or something along the lines of that, but I'm sure nothing great was happening from all of that going on. So after this, I'm going to jack up the truck. I am going to rotate the tires, and then I'm going to try and see exactly what's going on here, if I can pull that out of there or not. If I can pull that posi out and put the locker in, then I will do that. And if I can't, then I don't know. Don't have a plan here. My son's truck was the same on the one he broke, so I'm hoping he has an open carrier if I can't use this one. I'll show you guys the cover here once I pull it out, just so you can see here. Sorry. Oh, oh man, classic. You can see just full. So not ideal, but that's okay. I'm gonna pull the pan out now. I'll show you that too. Give me 1 second here. Oh man. All right, sorry, I had to pull it out there. This is the oil that came out of there. It's hard to see it exactly, but you get the idea. There's a little bit of brake fluid on top of it, but not good. I'm gonna just tip this back here a little bit. This is funny. Forgot to pull the drain out because I just drained it. So I don't care for these pants that much, to be honest, but there you can see all that metal in it. It's weird because it's like brass looking almost, which is not what's, I don't think those gears are made of brass anyways, but either way, it's metallic-y, so must be the gears because that's the only thing I see in there that's broken. Unless I'm missing a tooth or something along the lines of that, but yeah, I said you could see. It's not good when you open it up and it looks like a mixture of water, metal, and whatever other colors are going on in there. But all right, figure the rest of this out now. All right, guys, I want to show you something here. A long time ago, my son pushed the emergency brake on this thing, and I was like, why'd you push the emergency brake? Because I know every square body I've ever had has, as soon as you push it, it gets stuck on. And he's like, no, it drove fine after that. I'm like, oh. So anyways, I will show you. You look, you can see, well, number one, the other tire's not turning right, and that's something to do with the, possibly that posi being broken there. I mean, if you look at these tires, like this tire is like extremely hard to turn, and that means those brakes are dragging. So just a little FYI for you guys there. If you guys are having a little truck like this, those brakes tend to stick, especially on a truck like this that's like really bad corrosion everywhere. Like, it's just not good. So guess we'll figure out what to do with that, but we'll take a look here while I'm over here. Turn this a little. Just want to kind of see if we could get a better look here. Dude, I'm the worst at doing YouTube. All right, so still waiting to hear back from some of these guys in these groups, but to me it almost looks like you could possibly this is good actually. I'm gonna show you guys this. Oh man, you can really see how bad this posi got torn up here. To me this looks like almost like a carrier that would take it too, so I don't know. You guys can see in there. See if you look right here and then you look down here, see how there's some teeth on that part and then nothing on the bottom. That's how much it stripped out those teeth. So guess on with the fiasco here, I suppose. All right, guys, I was waiting for my son to get out of school so I could ask him about his carrier, which he told me was in his truck in the house here, actually. You can see this is the 12 bolt that came out of his, truck, but he had broke a bunch of stuff, and you can see it looks like the hole's already hogged out for the pin, both sides. You can kind of see the other side's mushroomed out. Piece of metal wedged in there, and the ring gear, which isn't really the end of the world, but the whole pin not staying in there thing might be a problem. I could change the gear set out. I would assume that these bearings are pressed on, so that would have to be reused. It's been sitting outside now, so of course it's like rusty. It's been pouring rain here for weeks. Now, what is the plan here? I don't know if I feel comfortable using this one any more than I do the other one. Looks like the axles are ready to fall out of the other one there. So, I'm going to, I don't know, I need to do a little more research here, I think, decide. Because I guess I could weld the pin in once I put the locker in it, but once I do that, then it's in there for good. So, I guess I'll assess from here and go from there. All right, guys, it's a couple days later here. I looked high and low for an open carrier to put my locker in, and I didn't have any success. Everybody wants to sell the whole diff, and most of them are 3 or 4 hours away. So I just got fed up with it like I usually do. It's Sunday now. I was trying to get my video up for tomorrow, and I just want to do some posy stuff. So I think I'm going to make an attempt at welding it. I kind of suck at welding. So one thing I kind of noticed here, it is in park right now, which is kind of strange. Earlier, both tires were turning in park, which is also very strange. So, not sure what the deal is with that situation, but no, it's not, for some reason. It's gonna make a liar out of me. But anyways, I've never welded a posi before, and like I said, I'm not a very good welder, so I guess we'll see how this goes here. Give her a whirl anyways. All right, guys, round 19 of this whole debacle here. I just have a little 110 flux core welder I've had for like 20 years, and I'm gonna give that a try here because I can't seem to get enough heat going, I guess, to do anything with this. I don't know if this is gonna work either, but I'll give it a try anyways, I guess. Not sure what else to do short of just waiting until I find the actual posi or whatever, but give her a try, I guess. I actually want a welder, but have not received it yet. I won it on Instagram from Parker P Welding there, but I have not received it yet. I can't even remember what it was, to be honest. I think it's a small 220 from Yes Welders or something, but that probably would have worked better than what I got going here, I'm sure. Been using this stuff forever, but it's time to upgrade. Perhaps. I'm not sure if that's actually penetrating. It looked like it might have been. That's like hardened steel gears. Well, the spider gears were good before I started this, so if not now, I'm really gonna have problems. Yeah, guess we'll keep going now. But if you see, when I turn it, ha ha ha, 2 wheels forward. Making progress here. Just need to actually get enough penetration that it doesn't break the first time I drive it. Otherwise it'll probably break the spider gears now. Did I mention I hate laying on my back to work? Oops. All right, maybe actually working. Take a better look here with the flashlight. I think what I'll do is just fill all those gears in. Worst case scenario, it's just binding basically. We'll go from there. All right, guys, I'll check back in once I get this wrapped up here. So I'm gonna show you guys. I guess I didn't mention this earlier, but you shouldn't do this to something you actually care about. So the one thing that most people do when they do this, which I did not do, if you can see that, so they normally weld the pin to the carrier. I knew I didn't have a welder strong enough to do that anyways, but normally if you had a good welder, that's what you'd do. The only problem with that is once it's broken, it's broken. So what I was trying to avoid was wrecking all, I was trying to avoid welding the C-clips and welding the pin so that I could reuse that stuff down the road, because I kind of want to still put a
my locker in. I'm just having a hard time finding a carrier. I actually went to the wrecking yard this morning looking for one, thinking I would just do that instead, but I don't know if you can see here. Sorry, I'm just trying to hold the light at the same time. Switch hands here. But if you look at it, where it's like, unlike an open carrier, when you weld an open carrier, the gears are really tight together, and you can get way better welds in there. I could barely get in here to even access it, first of all, and then of course my welder's not very strong, and I'm not the best welder, and flux core splatters like crazy. I got some with the stick welder before I actually couldn't get it to weld anymore, but you can kind of see I was welding it to the actual posi unit itself there, which is like, there's not very much to bind to here, so I don't know if that's going to hold or not, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about it, if I put it together and just try it or not, but I'm going to roll it over once more because the other side of the welds are like so bad. I'm going to knock some of the slag off it and see if I should try to stick weld it some more here, but going to do that right now and see where we end up here. All right, guys, so figured I'd just take a chance on just how I welded it there. Like I said, I wasn't really happy with any of it there. I couldn't get hardly any welds started because of how that posi unit is set up there. Like if it was an open carrier, I think it would have had a better shot, but I just, with 110 welders, it's not the best, but I think with the stick it would have been possible. But yeah, anyways, so I just put some RTV silicone on the diff cover here, and I just put a new mount in my truck here. I've never had one in this truck, so took it up for a little cruise here, topped it up with oil or whatever, and I'm just taking it out for a little cruise here, so I'm gonna see what it's like. But you can already feel it kind of jumping. That's the thing I hate about it, and I'm always scared it's gonna break that way. I don't know, a lot of people say that they hate lockers too, but it seems like lockers are more durable, so I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how either will be compared to each other, because I've never had a locker, but I did find a carrier, of course, now that's together. I found it on the weekend, and the guy wasn't around. He finally got back to me, so I'm still thinking I might go that route here or whatever, but this, I don't know. Not sure what to do here, if I should just get a whole new rear. I almost want to go with a lower gear ratio, so I did find one with 342s in it, which would help quite a bit. These are 308s in it right now, so that would make a pretty significant difference. I did figure out too, I showed you guys in the video there earlier, that the emergency brake was dragging as well, so I kind of fought it a little bit there, but I think I got it loosened up now. So I would actually like to do some draggy times. My son's at school and working today. I like doing them with him just to mess around or whatever, because he's got the draggy up. I actually have his draggy with me here, but yeah, so I'm gonna take it up for a cruise and see how it drives, and I'll get back to you guys here. All right, guys, let's see how she works. Hopefully nothing breaks. From a dead stop here. It used to spin like crazy. Way better. Like I said, it used to lay like 500 to like 4 feet of rubber with the one tire fire there, so this is way better. That'll
right, guys, you saw I had a little fun there. It's I'm not gonna bag it too hard today. I just wanted to make sure it was working, but want it to last a little bit. The first day I got it together, just a little clunky, a little squeaky. I still want to put the locker in it. I think that's a better solution. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think the welds would hold because it wasn't very tight together. So obviously, whatever. I did get a couple of half decent beads on it before when I started using the arc welder at first, and then when I switched over to the MIG, I wasn't sure. Like I said, it's just flux core wire in that, so then it always has splattered really bad. And I mean, those gears are hardened steel, so it really shouldn't work. But whatever, it does donuts. So you can see on dry pavement there, it's donuts on a dime. So it's pretty fun. That's exactly what I was going for with the locker, without the annoying locking up around corners, right? Like right now you can feel it really bad. It just feels like this diff isn't really the best. I don't know, I don't know. What's weird about it is it looks like the main gears, like the ring gear and the pinion gear, seem like they're good. So I don't know what else could really go wrong there. It actually doesn't have play in it. Like normally these diffs always have, you can feel, and they always have slack in them. And it seems like possibly they maybe had changed it already, because you can still see where they had set the gears up on it. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'll maybe end up putting a different carrier in it yet. The guy said he's around tonight. I want to go grab it. I'm on the fence about it now, but I think I still should. I don't really like using this particular housing. I was almost thinking of changing it, but man, everything's so rusty in this truck. It wouldn't be that bad. I guess you cut the U-bolts, cut the bolts out for the shocks, then I would need new shocks too. I don't know. It's still kind of a budget build, and that's, again, I'm just still kind of showing you. Like, my son bugs me all the time, why don't you just do it right? I'm like, well, honestly, if I cared about this truck and I really was planning on keeping it long term, I would just kind of take my time a little more with it or whatever. But this is just my fun truck, super cheap truck. I've told you guys a bunch of times, this is just a super budget truck. Just something you're gonna have fun with. You see what I'm out there doing, just ripping around or whatever, and you know, it was something that I kind of did in an afternoon basically. So easy to do what I just did there. Especially if you have an open carrier, it's way easier to do. If you don't know how to weld, get somebody that can weld. Like I said, I could have done a way better job with a stick welder if I would have had a stick welder with like a 220 stick welder, I should say, and an open carrier. So anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe. Help me grow the channel there. I've actually been growing a fair bit here this last couple